I'm all for it.
Yeah.
I am absolutely all for it. And actually, even to say yesterday as well, XMS really actually impressed me on that Harbor as well.
Yeah, and it's very hard to see it statistically as a Harbor, but you can kind of see its impact in the round itself. So, again, we do ask a lot of Scream. If you're going to put yourself on that Phoenix, you do have to deliver on it, but he's one of those players who can and consistently does. So, we'll see how that looks for them. Overall, I do want to touch on this veto, because I don't think it's a bad veto for Carmine Corps.
I don't think so either, to be honest. So, I mean, Giants sit 0-3. They had the loss that stuck out was the one to Heretics when Weber stepped in with that Yoru comp that we saw coming out. There with the camera nice and early here. Actually, a response coming cross-map from Cloud in terms of the recon bolt. No confirmation of just how many bodies are outside. Is Carmine Corps going to drift back away? I guess the other side of that discussion, 0-3, yes, but also a big question mark here for Carmine Corps. That's kind of answered by the comp.
Yes, yes.
To an extent.
I'm kind of diving into this round a little. The flash that was invested by Hoodie found nothing on that kind of A main side. So you can already see them kind of falling back in this more traditional B lean.
Big gap here, though. Hoodie's a million miles away from this. Nookie has to play this fairly safely.
Yeah, this is tough for Nookie, but he's kept his cool. He's kept his composure. They're taking their time on this one. There we go. So Plant's going to come in. And it will be a 5v5 post-plant now.
This will be interesting, actually, if both of these members from Art and KC drift back towards mid, or they just look to hold on to this. A third member in the form of Scream to reinforce things, and Giants definitely taking their time here to consider their approach.
Again, this is very telling for Carmine Corps. They felt no pressure throughout, but the timing's atrocious. What? Scream still turns that frag around in his favor, which seems obscene. Taking down Fatinho, who had the fair fight, but now we look at the rest. The pressure starting to mount towards Art. They take it back. Giants delivering on that front. Big picks for them. Big recovery. I was a little worried they were behind the curve on timing, but they kept their call just perfect.
Yeah, and credit to Nookie as well. I said he needs to play his life. He's still standing to hold on to that dugout to prevent any further pressure coming through towards that rotation. We see a lot of teams heavily focusing that area as well, just to get ahead of the curve, prevent any sort of setup towards a retake. This time around, Carmine Corps opting to plant open play towards Art, which initially, I mean, they win out. Screen finds a crucial kill, and then Shin follows up as well.
This little cleanup squad coming out really kind of changed the way that round was going. I thought they were actually getting away with holding Art so proficiently, but credit to Giants there. Now let's look at the purchase they're going to opt to come in with, which is a couple of Bulldogs, Marshall, bits and bobs. Nothing wild, but certainly not looking to lose out. Sheriff's on the other side. And ult progress for Scream. Not doing too badly. 2 away for himself coming into this round. Now make it just 1, but they have lost out on Shin. So one side of the map looking quite secure here, as Giants don't have to be too worried about A now. Obviously, we know more than they do. And once again, it falls to Nookie, having to play his life, not get found out too early here. And a different challenge for Carmine Corps to try and figure here.
Already Nookie throwing out a different setup as well, showing that he's going to be very active on this Cypher in terms of switching things up. We'll throw off Carmine Corps' early round just a little bit.
Oh, it's lovely. Oh, it's really quite impressive. Lovely seeing Cloud and Nookie in combination. Those two are quite special when it comes to the agents they play. Again, I wouldn't say that the Cypher is something that I put firmly by the side of Nookie, but XMS looking like leftovers there. Found in the end as a flawless round posted up for Giants, but let's kind of run it back here. Again, I don't know how I always forget, but when I talk about, you know, the good, sober players out there, obviously the likes of Leo always spring to mind. He's easy to look at. But Cloud is a name that deserves to be put up there. That man is worth his weight in gold. Yeah.
Always good for a round or 4, to be honest, in terms of class performances. And you're right, doesn't get the credit he deserves. Truly had a fantastic debut, actually. First big LAN event, obviously, this year. That did translate across to the regular season. Curious to see here if Carmine Corps going to switch up the pace a little bit on the back of the running back.
But it's a very light investment. I mean, 0 flashes to play with there, lacking the wall.
One of those historic Carmine Corps buys here for Scream. No real utility to make use of this running back other than an extra body on the front line. And yeah, that trend does continue. Look at this. Spycam over towards Connector, spotting long as well.
It gives them so much info.
Yeah, trap play towards double doors, but you're right, it's the massive amount of information available with us, and already the Astro utility from Rhyme invested. There's like 2-3 potential trap plays set up here by Giants.
Carmine Core, because they haven't spread the wealth here, they haven't tried to default down B long or try and maybe apply that pressure. This could be a very easily stacked side of the map. They still have to handle what's in front of them. That's not good enough for Scream there. Sent back, unable to break through. It was going to be Zeish to at least find Hoodie, but beyond that, Giants still hold the line. They still have presence on the site. They still have the 2 additional players not far off this. Rhyme could get isolated. The flash does catch, but he overwhelms. Great work with the Bulldog. Now getting burnt out of position, grabs another. Beautiful work from Rhyme. Holding this site safe until the cavalry arrives, and Scream not finding the play he wants here. Does get the frag in the end, takes a lot of damage for it, and now Nuki closing the gap. Scream going to heal up, but can Nuki close in further? Noticed earlier, no flashes for Scream. It's just going to be a 1v1. Swing and a miss for Nuki in the end, but a highly costly round there.
Absolutely is. 4 rifles removed here from Carmine Court. Plant comes through, so going to enable that light shield purchase to come through regardless. Decent progress on the ultimates, but doesn't really give them a steady footing heading into the next round. Rhyme's done fantastic to find 2 here. He's under so much pressure. Hoping actually the stun comes through and maybe forces XMS out into an open sight line there. Brilliant work from him. So the Giants missing a couple of orbs, 2 off the Hunter's Fury, 1 off the Neural Theft, so could argue Carmine Court the advantage in the first ult cycle, but round 4, some of these key ultimates still missing.
He's 2 away again.
Yeah.
That is the one benefit of having Scream on this, and this map in particular. You can get him ready to go so often. Now this time with a little bit more kit to play with, that could prove a little bit more valuable.
Yeah, and actually with Giants leaning more towards these trap plays, it kind of gives up this A-orb in particular, because there's no forward pressure coming through. Be curious to see if there's any sort of adjustment there, if maybe Scream starts finding a lot of value off these run-it backs, if they try to deny this progress.
And I'm wondering when they potentially find out about Nuki's adjusted setup. They have to kind of dig quite deep to get close to it, but this is now, this is the 3rd setup we've seen in 4 rounds here. Same as last round, but it obviously didn't go discovered, so he can get away with it once again. Feeling there's a little bit more pressure, seeing nothing else on the map, opting to sit a little bit deeper towards the B side and calls over the player.
Back-to-back rounds.
Absolutely right. Scream ready to go, but there is 3 bodies here. Giants get the information correctly. They now have to get past Fatinho, who's going to take the active angle, deny the ultimate, fall away slightly, go for a double dip on it, but get outdone. Shin finds him. Nice work between Cloud and Nuki. Lovely combination on the swing. Working in unison so well. And now a 2v3, tricky for Shin and Scream to figure out, but a plant could certainly help matters. But as the wall drops, he gets discovered, and Giants have massive numbers against Shin. A tough scenario, and he's up to the challenge today. Diffuse going to come through, and once again, the information being relayed between Nuki, Cloud, everyone. They're getting those rotations on the right side of the map.
It feels like Nuki's just completely unconsidered here from elbow. Again, somebody else gets a kill off his trap, sure, but yeah, you see Cloud comes through here. Just 3 members, I feel like, of Carmine Core are swinging onto that same angle that they're punished onto the trip, allowing Nuki to come through and find 2 freebies in essence.
Yeah.
Phoenix ultimate shut down within a second or 2 there, so no real pressure applied towards site. But with Giants having 3 bodies there, they're never going to give that up. They're going to dig their heels in.
This is going to be a really tough game for Carmine Core. They're losing the battle of information here so far, right? It's like they haven't been able to get, let's say, a favorable fight on a site in a minute now. Again, mostly down to this man, Nuki, being a nuisance. Doesn't quite note the first player.
They need to spot this camera out.
I think the Scream, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's huge. That needs to be added to the protocol list.
Exactly, yeah. Because like you said, Giants are leaning so heavily on the back. Just look at the minimap right now already. Just on the back of those steps coming through. Preemptive rotation already in effect. Actually, a ton of information off the Owl drone as well. Cosmic Divide committed here. A little curious about that one.
Cloud's then a little further forward. Hold on. Yeah, this is lovely for Cloud. Overwhelmed, though. Does get punished. Hold on. A little bit of life for this. To Scream get the chance to pick up a rifle. He does. And now the 1v1. He outdoes Nuki. Down to just Rhyme. 12 HP, but it is Scream. 40 seconds. Spike not to hand. He wants to get that heal. A little paranoid about the back, but it's not there. It's Rhyme in front. Now he knows it. And it's always going to be deadly when it's Scream. You've got to respect this man. Put him on the pedestal.
30 seconds left.
Spot
Ryan's
there.
not spotted him walking up.
Scream's gone very close. 4 bullets, hasn't hit the reload. And Rhyme does the dance and comes out better. Giants handling this well. That was a couple of Sheriffs, 1 rifle I think was with Shin and the ult that came through. But now they started to identify some of the issues they're coming up against.
Enemy remaining.
Again, Nuki from this position just doing work. I think it's going to be another buy round that the Phoenix Ultimate is available once again on the back of some progress made by Scream. But on the other side of things, it's only the Blade Storm missing it. It's only 2 orbs away from Giants having a full house. And starting to develop a little bit of a cushion in terms of the finances. A 3-round lead as well on top of that.
Ooh, that flash should know the aggression. It was Fatino trying to get ahead of that wall, but he gets punished for this one. Cross map though, you know, Cloud's good for it. Connects towards XMS and evens this out. Losing on XMS is a problem. That's going to help things. Rhyme maybe a little ahead of that.
I've got your trail.
A big bailout frag from Zaysh there. And on the back of the Seekers, running back popped. Scream going to try and clear a little bit of space. A ton of space, actually.
Yeah, he wants to keep up with those Seekers. He knows where Cloud is. Cloud is being hunted down. Left wounded on the back lines, but look at the gap that he created. Plant's going to come in now, but they've got to hold it against Nuki, Cloud, and Hoodie. Not easy. Scream with the trade, though. Going to keep this one competitive. Favorable to Carmine Corp. Cloud, he took so much damage earlier on from that running back. Hesitant to go forward.
He split from Hoodie as well, so he can't actually get healed up. 2 shock darts, though. Could do some damage to Zaysh. Exactly where he's going to post him. Decent chunk on the first. Hoodie's found Scream, though.
Okay. Flashes on both sides. Hoodie, he got Zaysh, hold on. It's Shin now under all that pressure. Has to reveal position. Back onto the spike. He doesn't get it to half. Oh, he swings at Shin. Very well done in the end. Kept that cool. Didn't let the pressure mount towards him because that got way closer than I expected.
Yeah, big Red Bull clutch coming in from Shin. Again, a couple of overpeaks here, but Carmine Corp are desperate to try and get Nevera back off site. After that, though, Giants do everything right. Even thought there, Cloud actually on the X-ray. Looked like he was still sticking it, but actually crouched and holding the angle. So around to stop that early momentum. I was going to say, even with that cushion developing, losing that round, a little bit of investment in terms of ultimates. Giants will ride one out with just 2 rifles.
It looks like Giants trying to start prioritizing denying these ults away from Scream.
Yeah, I was curious of whether or not that was going to happen.
You can already see the anti-flash, right? Yeah. He's like walking up, just like, please don't anyone dry swing this.
What's funny is there's actually some utility in place to deny that orb, or Scream has actually slipped all the way back behind this. This is beautiful from Carmine Corp.
This is such a good read. I say that. I hope they check towards A main. I feel like they will, right? Like this, Hoodie's aware of the potential of it.
Definitely, yeah. They've conceded this space, so they're expecting somebody to come through. Needs to be some pressure coming back through from the other side, though. That's going to be the reckoning invested.
They've got to pick a side to fight on. And brilliant shot from Fatino.
The blades are out as well now.
Knives online. How much can one man do with it, though? There's a lot of pressure, and Scream's coming here. Tries to bail him out. Hoodie holds it. Keeps this round safe. Fatino, they chose the side to fight on, and Hoodie won them that battle. He can slip away now. They've done more than enough on this. XMS trying to creep a little closer as Fatino doesn't note it. He's closer than expected. Maybe a chance of Fatino here, almost baited in by that shot behind by Nevera. But now with time dwindling away, they're losing that little advantage they had here. And the heal come in, they get to stabilize. Giants firmly in control of this round now.
I mean, this is such a fantastic round from Giants. The awareness to have somebody posted up, they concede that space, they feel a little bit of pressure. I'm not sure if there was a sound cue or any sort of utility invested towards Art. I was curious whether or not it was one of Nuki's. So I was going to say that ping coming through means XMS will lose that one. Nevera, consolation maybe 2. Like that 3.
Not bad.
You saw the timeout flash up there, and I was curious whether or not there was a sound cue or anything, because as soon as that pressure comes back through onto the orb, Hoodie's posted watching Art.
So aware. I don't, the consideration, fair enough, but he was holding it with full intent.
Yeah, that's why I'm curious if anything has happened in Art, if they've heard something, or because at that point, you're then asking somebody from Carmine Corp to flood back towards A main.
Try and help
to draw
out,
some
bring
sort
the
of
eyes
attention,
away.
yeah.
I mean, that was a huge round.
It alters that conversation much. You come into this expecting Giants to be able to maintain what they did through the regular season, even though we start here on Pearl.
Yeah. bit bizarre, but I want to see if there is depth to Carmine Core. That was, again, the other discussion that we were leaning towards is, okay, we've seen a very good look from them on a couple of maps in a very specific scenario against a previous opponent.
They did trip up on themselves a couple of times on the attacking halves yesterday. A little bit of leeway maybe in that regard, but you definitely want this kept as close as some of the halftime scorelines were versus BBL. So they almost want to try and fake with the lockdown here. But only one rifle upgraded pistols for Carmine Core to work with.
But again, they're going to be walking into such a preemptive stack. With Nookie getting all that information, he still has Cloud pretty nearby. There's no surprises. Dog going just under there, apparently. In towards the site, they will get it with the lockdown there, forcing Giants a little bit deeper.
Didn't stretch all the way to cover dugout.
Could have been dangerous. This is going to be a tough post-spawn to break, though. If Nevera feels no pressure beyond the site itself, he does get to kind of run through his utility set. And Carmine Core maybe being proactive in the post-spawn, taking a little more space away. Oh, and it was a little messy from Cloud, but he does achieve what he wanted, taking down Scream. He's being closed down on here. Cloud just about getting the rifle out in time as Zeiss going to be held back at arm's length. XMS will land it, but Rhymes already started this. Taken away from it for now. We've got to see if they can run this clock down low enough. XMS again controlling over towards Art. Vitinho pushing forward, and now the defuse is not going to be stopped here. No one can get there in time. Giants keeping composure, posting another.
I think they burned the nanoswarms and the gravity well at the same time, so unable to really run the clock down there. There was no flank coming through towards Nevera, so a little bit of time for him to play potentially a little deeper. I think that after 2 fall to Cloud, maybe there's an inclination that Carmine Core want to push back onto site and lessen the numbers of Giants, but course correct there. Mount them another defuse, and lockdown burnt up.
And now we're starting to see that kind of, as we noted before, cushion building here. The ult's starting to cycle back up for Giants.
Sorry, just look at the minimap every single time. The Giants just sat behind the same sort of setups time and time again. They're basically denying any opening engagement, waiting for that first wave to come through, which is the run it back, the util dump towards a site, and then winning out in the late round. Another switch up here from Nookie. Same trap towards Art, so not necessarily a big indicator that he's switched sites over. He does have a kill trip here and a camera set up outside A main. And a much slower approach today from Carmine Core overall on this half. I don't know if it's just maybe results based that they feel as if they have to slow things down and take a little more consideration.
Joke's over! You're dead!
And again, with that ult becoming available, they're always going to sit pretty deep anyway. I imagine Nookie's going to lean quite far back, play safe towards Pit. Scream can't close that gap. So yes, he'll get them the site though. Information does get noted. Camera taken away. Does he get caught on the way out? No. Nookie not going to pull the trigger on that, but Rhyme's starting to clear through. A 2-man hit squad making their way through Art. Seeker's going to reveal Nevera's position. He eats the Seeker. That's a problem. He might be dead here already. Hoodie going to find another victim. Can't get the follow-up. Shin holds it back. Trade. 3 for 3 now. Quick pop flash goes in. Swing comes out. Shin then making the most of that. 2v2. Cloud wants a challenger, and no one wants that fight. Being drawn to attention off the back of this, information being held on both sides of the map here. Sitting on that defuse, gets to halfway, but Vitinho, no trade there for him. And time now running low. Has to get back onto this. Does he get away with it?
Surely not.
No one stops him.
It's a 2v1 there, Lauren. Somebody has to push towards the smoke. They both go for the spam. I don't even know if Vitinho's fully safe from Art there. It's a massive fumble from Carmine Core. After what looks like one of their most successful approaches in terms of the early round here, even with Scream falling after the run it back. A beautiful trade from Shin back onto that. 19 HP, just one more shot.
That's gut-wrenching for Carmine Core. Fantastic for Giants, who look good. They look like they have the perfect approach coming into this, the perfect read into this game, dealing with Scream on this Phoenix very diligently. A little quicker than before, but not masses of an adjustment. Most of the utility focused towards that A main.
Yeah, no trip here this time, so Carmine Core probably feel as if they have a little room to play with here. Another cross-map dart coming through. It's going to land at the perfect time as well.
Of course it does. It does create a problem for the players over towards main. They have to reveal a little bit more of their approach in this 3-2 split. Divide going to go up now, and the plant is in. But again, another 5v5 post-plant. Can they hold on to it this time?
Still got a nano swarm in the hands of Devera as well. Seeker's invested. Won't tell them too much other than there's bodies coming through spawn. Altrome will be burnt up pretty early, actually, just to clear dugout.
Ooh,
but a response
Divide.
cosmic divide.
Big flash, didn't quite catch sitting on the corner. So well read by Nuki there. Hoodie's the one to get the punish on it, but they play it out well. Again, they still need to pick up the pace though. Starting to get a little bit closer on the timing. Rhyme, bided his. The follow-up from Shin though is fantastic. Still playing towards the side, one another doesn't get it. Hoodie's there, and Nuki just playing in between the rock and a hard place. Has to eventually peer on through, but Hoodie, he's holding the defuse. They're not gonna let go. Why would they? They're sticking it again. Carmine Core crumble in the post plant, not having that ability to dig in.
Really, at this point, you're just looking for some sort of recovery towards making this doable in the second half. An 8-2 scoreline.
Tough game for Carmine Core here.
Yeah, but I got to say, falling short of Giants' approach here to the defense there. Just playing damage control. Like I said, there's a number of times you look at the minimap at the start of these maps and there's nobody peeking anywhere. They're just looking to absorb any sort of early round pressure, force Carmine Core into burning up the utility that they have.
Yeah. No, it's been very impressive to watch. It feels like the perfect counterplay to everything that Carmine Core wants to do. Giants are very prepared. There it is again. Hello. So they get the early read on the location of Carmine Core. The adjusted setup back into play.
I mean, Giants are expecting Carmine Core to drift back towards B or connector, but
They just aren't.
they keep hitting hard.
They haven't been able to hold this
Look at this
plant.
setup for Giants. It's lent heavily towards B and connector. Again, Nuki see it forced to play his life in dugout, but there's been such minimal pressure towards him that Giants are happy to sit in this.
It's a slightly different camera this time, not by much, but it might give him a little info late. You can see XMS deals with it quite quickly, but they still don't have that plant in just yet, just going down now. But the Reckoning pushing a little deeper. I wonder if they try to backfill that space. They didn't.
Spike planted.
Now, does XMS stick around on site here? He is going to be willing to challenge. And a follow-up gorgeous shot from XMS. Nuki does overwhelm. Starting to take back the site that was once theirs. And a 4v3, Rhyme, Nuki, and Fatinho looking to flood on in. Scream given just a little bit of a corner to play from. Perfect shot from him. Good for one and not for the second, but there's bodies now. There's numbers on the side of Carmine Core. The most likely chance they've had yet. They're getting paranoid. And, this should be it. This should be theirs. Finally! They stick the landing in the post plant.
Last
Another
round
attempt
before the
where-
switch.
Again, I think Giants are reading heavily into... Yeah, surely this way they're losing out too much on A. They're going to come
They're
B.
gonna
obviously.
go.
There's not even any presence faked from Carmine Core. Anywhere else on the map, it's so all in towards Nuki. And time again, Giants are able to win out in the retakes. XMS actually being the difference maker in this, to be honest.
Yeah, him
Find 2
sticking
kills
around.
ahead of that initial crunch onto site.
Quite like him doing. Again, they've kept the money humble because these rounds have been, as clear-cut as the scoreline may look, the rounds have still been quite close in those post plants. Finally, we see them look a little across the map. As is Zold, but he's not going to commit to this yet. Fatinho will be responding. Going to pull the rotation towards the B site.
Problem is now they have the confirmation with Nuki switching back to that same cam. And he has the 1 trip though, I believe, unless I'm missing something on the minimap, but he's also down on the Guardian, yeah, so like you said, financially suffering even after a string of rounds being put together.
Here.
Try and set up once again for the run it back. But Giants, this time,
Scout destroyed.
a little closer proximity towards A site already. Cloud preemptively getting in position, maybe to make use of that Hunter's Fury as well.
With this dead time, you've already got Fatinho back towards A. You already have Hoodie leaning a little closer. Unless they try and adjust now, they're going to walk again into the 3-player side of the map.
That's actually key. Zace has just come through and dealt with the cam in connector here. There's a ping coming out, but still, 3 members of Giants on this side of the map.
It just felt a little late there, but maybe. After what was done before, they can do it again. Scream needs his flash to work. Too close, but he gets it.
The last second.
Just about gets it, but he's pulled back down to reality. Rhyme taking a little bit of chip damage off the There's Hunter's Fury from cross-map almost here, but the plant's down, they have a man advantage. Can they hold it again?
Still seeing 2 nano swarms from Nivera as well. Not investing those early on here, but a star will go down for the gravity well. Nivera actually with an operator in hand.
Oh!
Well, he did.
Yeah, that one's on the floor now. Nice flash, though, comes out from Hoodie, and Cloud on the swing. They try to get proactive towards Art, and once again, it's a masterpiece. XMS and Shin are now worried. They're sweating, they're nervous, and Cloud's landing shots like that, and XMS is screwed in this. The fuse comes in. Giants once again here, showing such diligence in these retakes.
Yeah, and in some of these post-plants, the positives we were talking about yesterday, Carmichael looked much better in terms of the fundamentals. Always having a teammate next to you to swing on, trade into a kill. We're not seeing that here. I mean, there's a solo operator holding on here. Just left, right, and center. There's people taking individual gunfights. That wasn't what Carmichael did well yesterday. BBL.
Yes.
So does that really carry across to the retake discussion as well?
Let's get it started. Scream, getting aggressive. Gonna take first contact. Michael, don't you dare laugh during the Carmichael game.
Yeah.
Don't you dare.
I'm very sorry.
Scream again. He's willing to challenge. He's desperately trying to like keep them away. But
I do think this is a key indicator as well.
Okay.
Early on, that Scream's gonna try and pick up these A orbs. So it's actually key that Giants have shown presence here so early on. You can see actually a spy cam set up off the barrier dropping as well. Things slow down just a little bit. Flash will come through from Zaysh, but not deep enough to catch this mid presence.
Does he have another, or is that all he's got? So he's off Flash.
Does have the Trailblazer still, though.
Vested on the other side from Hoodie. Gonna clear through Art. Spots the player over towards Secret, but already Fatinho's very close by. Shin does very well here. Still holding a good crack of space in this one. And overwhelmed Giants are falling like flies. What a hold coming out from Carmine Core. 3v1, Nookie, you're good, but are you this good? Not today. Scream's gotcha. They get the first, 3 standing.
Get themselves on the board with the pistol in the second half. Yeah, Shin in a couple of situations so far this map, just putting up numbers in situations where you feel as if he's going to fall and be overwhelmed. A 2K here, a 3K there. A beautiful start to the second half for him. Like I said, caught up here in the grab well, and the second swing just lagging behind a little bit from Giants.
Let's see these protocols, right? They have to keep, at least for Giants, they have to keep Scream away from these orbs. Now you've got Shin by his side, right? And if you traditionally look at when, I guess, Carmine Core have done well in previous results, generally Nivera Scream towards the top of the board, but seeing Shin up there, that's very unique. And he had a fantastic performance on one of his lands not too long ago. Be careful now, though. Just want to overstay.
Shin had a standout performance in terms of them, I guess, falling below par at lock-in. Shin was for me, the standout player.
He was, so if we start to see that emerging as well, what a lovely boon to the Carmine Core economy. But as it stands, let's see if they can keep this clean. For Giants, they'd love to get under the skin here a little. But with only one Sheriff, it's quite tricky. Classics beyond that, but maybe just time to walk the map, take a little tour, see what they're up against, see if they can get the feel they're playing through. Maybe a plant would be ideal.
No confirmation behind this, but a ping through on the minimap. You can also see Scream actually on the X-ray, positioning towards backside of Fountain.
Oh, whiffed flash, I think there. That could be a little uncomfortable. That could have been the early warning signal.
30 seconds.
Timing's everything. Ooh, takes a lot of damage for it, but he does hold on. It was
Nearly
Cloud.
turned away, though. That's the key. Scream didn't give up a rifle here.
Cross going to be watch tag given. Hoodie getting a little lower. Shin backline over, doing it. Fatinho punishing, ready for the follow-up. Scream challenge successful. Takes out Cloud, but this is still dangerous. Fatinho has a Sheriff, and Nookie still on the Classic.
21 HP though. Fatinho's got to play this passively, and Nookie, like you said, Classic in hand, spy cam back in 5 seconds, but not many options to bail Fatinho out.
You need to hit some out of the world shots there. Not going to have it in him. So Nookie, it's become near on impossible here. We have to make a go of it. Did well enough on one. Trades there, is that fair enough?
What a giggle from Scream, yeah.
It's a good start, though. Let's kind of, you know, I'm not going to get ahead of ourselves here because bear in mind, pistol rounds almost live within their own realms, right? They don't necessarily translate to the bigger picture. Now we're going to see the buy coming in for Giants, but it hasn't been a particularly kind start here into the second half for them. Ult is ready for Scream, but beyond that, a very light purchase thus far.
Seen Vera toying with the idea of a Guardian coming in, but even at a 9-5 scoreline, we'll try and protect the purchase as best they can.
Water rising.
So happy to concede the 10th there. So confident in their defensive game on Pearl. Early denial here from XMS, and that was something that was key on Haven, actually, for Carmine Core yesterday. Just forcing back that early round, like 10, 15 seconds or so for Giants, burning up a little bit of time. Very slow approach here from Giants in the first buy round, though.
Extremely passive. 1 minute now. First deeper commitment of utility going through. Doesn't note the turret nor the player. Should ring the alarm bell quite soon.
The smoke's about to drop now. We'll get confirmation on the back of it. Turret dealt with.
This is scary times for Nevera.
Giants are creeping closer and closer towards
Where are they
ARP.
off to? 35 seconds now.
Yeah, this could be a bloodbath here.
They're
It's
walking
only
into
Nuki
four.
towards main.
They're walking into 4 with Scream and an ult. I think this could be an error. He's going to hear all of this. Yeah, pops the ult. Why not? See what he can get. That's fantastic! And a follow-up. Impeccable work from Scream. Slowing down that spike en route to the site. Yes, Nuki's got space, but there's bodies here. There's problems. Vitinho going to find XMS, creating a little bit of safety. Wants a follow-up, not going to get it, but the spike is down. Numbers not sitting on their side, though. Shin creeping closer, couldn't land it. Nevera does, back down to a 2v2. Zysh and Nevera putting it all in Nuki's hands. Spike is planted. He's got to hold this. Flash clears up. They're going to see this, and they're going to feel that. Zysh goes down. Nevera closing the gap, though, does have the rifle, and he's got the shot. Carmine Core. What a round to do it into. 6 now, etched on the board for them. Considering the buy they had, I've got to say Giants faltering there.
Yeah, converting a shaky purchase in the bonus, but a bonus nonetheless for Carmine Core. Off to a flying start on the defense. Actually, even with the 3K there from Nevera, curious about the ultimate progress, but Scream, it felt like he was a little bit behind this in terms of if the intention is to catch the run it back and get into the back lines and kind of shadow this execute. You feel like he's missed it, but still coming out with 2 there.
I thought he'd missed that window of chance, but he was absolutely right on the timing, just catching. That spike made its way over, and then, God, the follow-up as well. What happened? Worked out, hopefully, what they can here. Couple of ults to play with for Giants, so this could still be a deadly round. Knives there for Vitinho, but 8-12, not exactly the most highlight game for him. It has mostly been the Nuki and Cloud show, if you're looking at it from their perspective. And a 3-man stack going walkabouts for Carmine Core to try and get those orbs. This time, not to Scream's hand, so...
I'll get proactive here, though.
They're going
I'm
further.
going to feel a ton of this pressure.
Oh, the timing on this could be very interesting. And look where the spike is. Depending how far they go on this. Oh, dear. The spam through the box forces the swing. And now the spike's on an island. They don't know it, but all this progress could be for nothing.
Will actually be Hoodie to come and retrieve.
Turrets destroyed.
Didn't reveal Nuki.
I was going to say, yeah.
But he just stands his ground. Oh, the shot stunning from Nevera. Doesn't get another go of it, though. Cloud still wanted his name up in lights. Puts it in the kill feed at the very least. And there's Hoodie and Cloud, the last 2, try and make something out of this. Chance for a plant. Beyond that gets tricky.
Careful now.
That could be an issue. Flash as well. Hoodie doesn't get caught on the way out, so gets a second lease at life. It's actually closing the gap, though, making this post plant almost impossible. Big pressure, big round for standing. That's going to be 7.
Giants need to get a grip, obviously stop this early momentum, because 4 surviving here for Carmine Core. They give them a buy or 2 in hand.
Oh, yeah.
Some ultra has burned up, yes. I mean, Bladestorm coming out from Coutinho as well, so in that regard, you've got to argue Giants with the advantage back on this purchase, at least. Hunter's Fury available, Seeker's available as well. But 3 successful defuses for Carmine Core, and we said that was the strength of their gameplay yesterday versus BBL.
Glimpses of it here again. This has to be a critical round for Giants, Mike. This has to be everything. I mean, they've got some big ults.
Yeah, 2 big retake ultimates, though, for Carmine Core.
True.
The Divide and the Lockdown available. So it does put them in a position, or enables them now to lean heavier on that.
He's committing to this. We talked about his versatility before with the Operator, always kind of present on the map, very hard to pin down, a little slippery, but Giants should be aware of this possibility after the flash that came in. Obviously not going to know how committed he is to this, but...
He's so wall-bangable from window, but actually... Giants thinking better of it. It's double stack towards A main though as well.
Both sessions screaming.
Carmine Core aggressive in mid and over on A, but it's 5 members of Giants.
Oh,
Scream's going to flash through.
Scream. Timing is everything. The perfect flash for Tino. Can't turn it in time, but he does get away. Wall goes up. Zeish goes in. Overdoing it to say the very least. Scream. Does he get away in time? Trying to slow this. Take away those Seekers. Giants trying to stabilize now, burning up the Seekers and the knives, and Scream connects straight through.
Giants are trying to hit the rotate here. I mean, already Shin is positioned.
Shin's still here.
Yeah, over towards B long.
Scream's
There's time for
beating him
Navera to actually get across to the bottom of connector, but he's going to peek mid here.
That should be so telling. He sees nothing, he hears nothing going towards Art. This makes them feel they're in the right place, and the Divide goes up.
Door.
Yeah, bye-bye. You got to walk through it, walk through blind. Yeah, the flash is good, into the smoke, but still, this is tricky. Shin in the corner. Oh, and there's the support system. Navera makes it there. Oh, this is gorgeous from Carmine Core. And Cloud, run as you might, you're being hunted down, full standing, and Carmine Core in firm control of this matchup.
Huge investment, but it comes at the perfect time in this round. Slight overstep from Zeish, but the recovery is beautiful. I think that's what he's making up for here. Him and Scream look as if they're having a discussion maybe about a miscommunication. I mean, it was almost a beautiful crunch.
The timing on that.
Scream throws the wall up, and it's actually Zeish ready with a guiding light. So they're almost ready to flash on the back of that wall as well. Ever so slightly off, but like I said, the recovery factor in this round, beautiful stuff from Carmine Core.
Is this a timeout from John?
Comes through, and that's key. Carmine Core win out in that ultimate cycle very comfortably. Just 1 round separating them now. This wasn't noted previously. Navera going to post up on the same angle. Flash won't catch him. No utility sent his way just yet. Is he rewarded? He spots a pixel. Cloud swings onto it. Going to find the one able to dip away as well.
We're starting to see those layers of brilliance to Carmine Core. Navera on that Operator, varied as ever. This is... I'm scared for Giants now. Look at how this is going down. Okay, but they're trying to pick themselves up, right? Okay, back to this. We still need to take this pressure. We still need to take this space, but it's given away. They know that they've taken this area of the map. Scream's starting to get closer. The Hunter prowling. You can see him. You can smell water in the blood. This time he's dealt with. Hoodie stands tall to this, and they start making their way forward. The eventual goal looking like the B side, but Navera's still here. Operator's still in play.
This is where he excels as well. These deep, safe angles from Navera. Smoked off here, flashed as well. Will catch, but Shin still in a position to do some damage. Hoodie finds him though. Navera on the swing back through. 4 HP, but will drop for Tino.
Best chance yet for Giants in a 3v3. They should be able to get the spike down, but closing the gap here is Zeish. Big work, looking for a follow-up 4 HP. Not going to be able to withstand the storm the Hoodie's bringing. Mad impact this round from him. XMS and Zeish.
Yeah, 2v2. Cove's still available for XMS as well, so Giants have to play deep on this.
They've cleared backside. They know this is all towards long. Spam comes in, breaks it, swing together. Giants get the nookie. Puts them 10 feet below. And this is what Giants needed.
Zeish and XMS is trying to catch them on maybe the recoil reset there as they spray down the cove. That spray reset not working out for them. Nookie punishes such a play. Giants get themselves up to 10.
Ten rounds now. Double digits made. Can Carmine Core echo this? Looking to get proactive, forced away. An early investment from Cloud. And they pause for thought here. Giants need to get a grip of what's going on across this map.
One off the Seekers, one off the Reckoning for Carmine Corso. Two big ultimates for them to invest. Cosmic Divide on the cards for Rhyme, though. Nothing else, bar the Seekers of their own, actually, within touching distance. The first time we've seen real intent towards Connector here, so
Blinded.
XMS and Zaysh will be called upon.
Oh, any catch on this? XMS hasn't yet revealed anything.
Scout destroyed.
Zysh has.
We'll note a ton of gunshots behind that. Two, potentially three rifles noted behind that Trailblazer.
And the close
Giants, I
flash
think,
finds nothing there
yeah,
as well.
I think Giants know it, that early presence is
Here.
read pretty comfortably. Yeah, 40 seconds, and you're absolutely right. Drifting into the Killjoy setup, and also an operator in hand.
And Scream late.
He's going to post up on a deeper angle as well.
Yeah, this is nasty. Normally, I'd say one and done, but it is Scream. All eyes now get drawn towards Navera, but he's still holding the line here. Navera playing ahead of his setup, but he doesn't get away. Punished on the way back through. Could have fallen away after the first, but wanted a bit more. I could come back to haunt them here. Fatino trying to get in a little bit deeper. Play towards Pit, try and secure this from the word go. But the flash was good. They're trying to hunt him down, but he gets away safely. Counter comes in from Hoodie, and he saves the day again. Hoodie is coming on. What? It's a 1v1. How have we got here? 3 kills already. He's just trying to find Rhyme. Can he spot him out here, waiting for it to drop? He's still got utility. Rhyme tucked in the corner, waiting to catch that cross. Goes in a little early, but that's just fine. XMS one's halfway, but Rhyme closing in on the gap here. This angle is undiscovered. He's got to check. He's got to check. He's got to check.
What? There's no way.
He got the defuse, right?
Yes. Carmichael won the round.
People ain't ready. You must cultivate a sense of calm.
What was that? I mean, XMS with 2 beautiful kills to even make this doable. A fantastic crunch through. Navera actually forced back into the gravity well here. Caught on the retreat. This counter flash from Hoodie.
Hoodie is putting in heroics for his side. Without him, this round would have been over long ago. The fact he even got that close. How much more can one man do? Oh, he's so happy. It warms my heart.
This is crunch time, though. It's 1 round separating them. Carmine Core need to win basically this round to give themselves a cushion, tie things up. I don't think it will break the bank, but will certainly put them on a shaky purchase.
This could be 10-10.
Watching here.
They could.
It's getting scary times. Late flash. Does connect, so shows there is players in middle, but hard to read how much by. And it looks like a 3-2 split towards A. Zysh, Shin, gonna have to deal with the Seekers. Hoodie not far behind. XMS gonna be drawn away from holding where he wanted to. Hoodie gonna just thread the needle.
Running it down.
It's just gonna be him. The absolute bulldozer himself, joined by Nookie, but Hoodie, if he has to, he's gonna do it single-handedly.
I'll test that retake once again from Carmine Core. But a body down here and a key body in the form of Zysh on the sky. Require some heroics here as Giants have comfortably reset away from this as well.
Okay, tap on the spike first. Draws out the attention. Scream now looking for that pixel out of place. Does he find the fight? The flash goes high. That's not bad, but it's better from Navera. Takes out Nookie. Fatino shows his hand a little from Art, but it's Scream waiting. Another! Carmine Core! Kill after kill, it's all. There's Cloud, desperate to hold on, but forced away now. Diffuse is starting, and Cloud! Exceptional work! It looked absolutely desolate for them until Cloud dug in deeper.
What a bailout round. The kill feed just lights up green over Carmine Core, sweeping their way back onto site. And Cloud commits to that spray, finds everything and more. Again, the hot hand's just landing a little too shallow here, but the finest of margins is XMS trying to stick that one. A massive boom to Carmine Core's momentum here in the second half. And a bailout round in terms of the finances as well for Giants.
Yep.
There may even still be some gaps in this purchase, but what's crazy is actually, yeah, Carmine Core coming out looking worse off that.
Really?
3 ultimates available, Lockdown, Cosmic Divide, and the Run It Back. 2 away from the Reckoning as well.
Okay.
It's a decent position to be in, but you got to argue Carmine Core are going to want to hold Giants on 11 here.
Yeah.
So up against it in terms of the inventory.
The Giants, again, I wouldn't, if I'm Giants as well, I wouldn't feel particularly happy about the last couple rounds. Obviously, like, bigger picture. Right now in the server, you'll take what you get. But keep in mind, this has been bailouts by Hoodie. It's been bailouts coming in that round from Cloud. These are hard to replicate, but they're getting so close to 12, to, you know, that infamous last round that maybe it doesn't matter as much. But let's see what value they can find off this running back with Scream. Oh my god, they're doing full middle. It's a fiddle.
You can flash through this.
There's no way. Wait, this is obscene. Look at the angle he's working on. The flash, it's really good, but the hold from Giants is better. Round 2, and they win it again. Giants coming out on top here. An attempted play, I don't mind it. It was pretty audacious, but Giants so ready for it.
Problem being as well with the investment coming through, you want to see XMS hold onto a rifle. The fact that he's brought down to 200 credits, but hold that thought, Nookie looking to backstab this mid setup. The initial fiddle.
Maybe looking to ensure the policing of the weapons too, which he's done exceptionally at. Finds Zaish and leaves XMS very much on his own. Then you can see it, the utility pour coming in.
Yeah, you want to see him try and hold on to this.
Yeah.
I mean, Scream's going to struggle for a light shield purchase regardless. I'm not sure exactly of the investment behind that ultimate. I think XMS is almost boxed in with both of these traps, so Giants should have a pretty good idea with looking over towards double doors exactly where he's trying to save this, and plenty of time left on the clock to hunt him down.
Nookie is having a little prowl around, isn't he? Oh.
Oh, run the other way now. Oh no.
They found me. He's pretty far away, to be fair. It would be quite hard to close the gap, but this is a big round for Giants to convert. Again, I don't mind those like give it a go sort of runs, but it's what it puts them in financially is where I'm worried.
That was, I mean, you used the word audacious. That kind of nail on the head. I think that's previously on Navera feeling a real lack of pressure when he was there with the operator. That
yeah, it's maybe a potential read.
Yeah. Just so happens this time around, there's 3 members of Giants stacked up.
Even with the flash, I mean, it didn't. They could just hold down.
Somebody was tucked playing anti-flash anyway. It's a beautiful read from Giants.
They're able to get a buy. They've still got the rifles. They've got 2 ults there in hand, 2 off the Reckoning. On the other side, a lot of ults to play with. 2 off from the Divide. The pacing again. Giants do need to invest early utility to make sure that Carmine Core aren't doing anything a little fruity, getting up to some naughtiness. Burns it up and doesn't give them that full, deeper picture that maybe they'd want to work with.
They're looking to maybe try and deal with the util behind double doors, but doesn't catch with the shock dart. Doesn't create an opening just yet. XMS, imagine that's his ping on the minimap here. Doesn't show to the drone either. With the Hunter's Fury available, don't want to give Cloud any opportunity to guarantee value off that ultimate. Trailblazer will spot the back line at least here of Rhyme. XMS is playing so deep on this.
Yeah, what a ratty little angle. Just sat. Give them all this room, burning this clock up, right? Like, we're down to 40 seconds or so. Spike is still at the top of mid.
Key flash coming through from Zaysh, actually. Hoodie going to remove the turret. Now, you're hoping that doesn't actually draw much of a rotation because of the confirmation on the back of Zaysh's utility.
It should counter it out, but let's see. It's all on Scream here at the top. Tell a lie, it ain't just Scream, it's Zaysh as well in unison. And they get pulled into the blender. That flash might have been the MVP of this round to stop them over-responding to Hoodie's presence alone. And with the spike left where it is, these final 2 players, if they can cost them financially, sure, but beyond that, this round is out of hand.
Beautiful read of the information that they're able to gather here. Even with the turret falling, they chalk it up to it being a lurk, it being somebody looking to feign a little bit of pressure over towards B. And even then, even if Navera feels the heat, he's got the lockdown anyway. Yeah. So Carmine Core are comfortable in this position.
10 rounds. And it kind of puts this into the hands of Giants to continue to consider how they approach this attacking side, right? Because we've been seeing Carmichael sitting very deep. We've seen that occasional investment of the aggression, so they have to use that utility to clear a little, you know, closer, right? So by the time they're going for these side hits, it's quite late. So the Giants pick up the pace, but hard to do that. There's so many question marks.
I was talking about XMS's utility kind of stalling the early round protocols by 10-15 seconds. Make that 35-40 seconds, honestly. By the time Giants are actually set up in a position to go to seek out information and try and formulate a plan on what they can learn across the map. It's coming very late. This is a little different, though. Trailblazer invested much earlier on. We'll spy out the turret. This is the sort of protocol I'm talking about, finding out where the Killjoy utility is, trying to go forward and deal with that, create an opening and force a rotation. XMS not spotted, but will be heard on the retreat at least.
And the amount of room that Hoodie found as well, I wouldn't be surprised if they try and re-explore this, considering we've been seeing this almost 4-1. A lot of pressure on Navera. Yes, he's still got that lockdown to depend on if he gets the chance.
Still got the Hunter's Fury, though, from Cloud, so a chance to cancel it out altogether.
This is a really good call from Giants to go for this. Identified in just the round gone. And look how far away the rest of Carmichael are. For Navera, it's trying to buy time, if anything. There's going to be the Hunter's Fury coming in to deal with that. Dealt with on the third.
Spike drop.
And now the plant should be able to come through, but it's bought a little bit of time. Not a massive amount, though.
30
But
seconds
Carmichael are making use of that time.
planted.
Cleared all the way back through.
Want to fight it?
Going to prioritise towards connector here. Nuki has to hold down the fort.
It is Nuki. This guy's not only good for it, he's just swung past Cloud. Cloud! You're burning alive! Doesn't even feel the heat. Barely makes it out of there. Fatinho, though, next in charge to hold this one back. Hoodie's been good for it, but can he do it again? Rhyme's just fallen. Fatinho and Hoodie, is this the round to do it in? Fatinho slipping in. Oh, they have no idea on this readjust. Flash great there, but can they find the final one? Fatinho, oh, they found him in time.
What a beautiful retake from Carmichael. What was that? I mean, an absolute blunder with the hot hands.
I don't know. He wasn't flashed. I don't know what happened to him.
I think he's just waiting to play off the divide.
A real mistake. And again, rarely we see that, especially from the likes of Cloud or anyone like that. They're very, very heads-up players. That was almost unforgivable.
Kessa, does he think he has a gap or something at the when he's backed up against the wall? It tanks the whole thing. Like I said, though, what's key is Carmichael are so proactive. They make great use of the time that they create for themselves. Even coming down to the last thing, we'll talk about some of the concerns in the first half. The double swing at the end to close out the round. Something we know almost was their demise yesterday versus BBL.
Turco grinning.
Yes. Turco died for this.
Yep. Now we look. We take kind of stock in this. We have a different approach now. Don't see the similar hold. Navera is not on that B site, and once again they're trying to thread this needle that they found, this little bit of a vulnerability, or at least what they feel is a chance to lean towards B. A 3-2 split, 2 down long, 3 through middle.
One off Reckoning, run it back, and the Seeker's available here, so Carmichael are going to be feeling pretty comfortable about their opportunity at a retake once again. XMS has to find a kill, ideally. Concede the plant for free, no real resistance here. Or pressure applied, so a full 5v5. First time we're actually seeing this.
Zyshtar has 2 flashes and those Seekers, so Fatinho's kind of screwed unless he's able to almost over-deliver, which Cloud's trying to help him in, right? Takes away screen from this, that saved him for another go. Cloud is literally blind. We all are. Nice! Fatinho, he's not, well, he was actually flashed up, still going to find the knife to go through. 4 players on both sides, but keep your eyes on the time. It is running very low. They need to get towards it. They need to clear those back lines or this is going to go away. And the Hoodie is holding on. XMS, another attempt. How much can one man do here? He's still going to find the 1v1. Time is not on his side. Nuki, the savior of Giants at the very end there. Giving them win on Pearl, but that was way too close for comfort.
XMS nearly coming out with another clutch here, but Nuki sealing the deal. Giants finally dragging this one across the line. Again, separate conversation altogether around Fatinho on the raise and Nuki being that specialist that we've been used to seeing historically, but I'm here for it.
Yeah, I think it's just that we've had so many key examples of why Nuki is just so monstrous. But again, beautiful. Flash comes in as well. First is there, a little bit of chip damage on the cross, but overwhelmed. Vitinho doing very well now, finding his follow-up towards Zeish. And now problems are plenty for Carmine Core. Already held back here. This retake is going to be difficult, to say the very least. 4 towards Pillar, essentially, and then 1 disconnected towards main, that being Hoodie. Giants can really dig their heels in here. Very hard to find favourable trades for Carmine Core.
A couple of health bars looking low, but it's going to take some heroics here from Carmine Core. Time ticking away now, but finally get things started. Cloud will drop Shin. Scream down to 21 HP. Navera finds a response, but as I say, with a frenzy here, Scream struggling to do some damage, finally finding a headshot. Just 1 shot away, yeah, the wallbang comes through. Nuki will seal the deal. Giants setting the precedent here in terms of pacing to open. Map 2 up on split. An awkward exchange.
Oh, glad we get to see it again.
Not sure if Vitinho was, how far away he was from actually getting out the left side of that fault line.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, conversion comes through for Giants on
Good
the board
start.
in the first half.
Yeah, happy enough with that. See if they can keep this clean. Again, we saw that Carmine Core is very hard to kind of pin down.
Clock stopped. Back burner in terms of Carmine Core's prep. It's not one that certainly at face value you look at and go, yeah, feeling pretty good about that one overall.
Yeah.
But the other side of things, yeah, it's not a positive map record for Giants either. At least much closer affairs across the regular season. Even with this change up in comp, usually opting for obviously that Astra and KO composition with the Viper to boot as well. We'll see how this looks a little different for Giants, if there's anything massively switched up again. Carmine Core are going to lean towards the retakes. Not really expecting Giants to have to really show much in terms of site executes.
No, this, especially in this round, it can be highly simplistic. A couple of smokes towards Heaven, making Scream struggle to find connection. He's got XMS by his side, and it might be time to start applying that pressure back, see if he can cause a little bit of an issue. 2 flashes still for Cloud, though. So if he does feel that pressure coming in, he could counter it if he feels like it. But yeah, Pillar getting pressured, but still no commitment coming in. That's 3 towards Heaven now. You're looking for some very late exits here, but nothing really being presented.
I mean, feels like they just don't want to feed across any ultimate progress, to be honest. Happy to concede the weapons, which should he will find a backstab. Again,
Jeez.
Not really the ultimate you want to work an extra orb towards, but with 2 Spectres, 2 Bulldogs, and a Ghost carried through here, it's actually some good damage control on the side of Carmine Core.
And hey, let's talk big picture here. We did discuss their ability to kind of play around the money system during regular season. It wasn't a particularly positive conversation, but I hope to see that becoming something that we almost forget, right? That their money management was atrocious during regular season. Now, we'll see if that does become a factor. We haven't really seen it rear back in yet. We haven't seen those, like...
No, it's been a couple of things.
I
did see something just flash up there. XMS toying with the idea of a Guardian, but he's on a judge now for the full purchase. Not in mail, over towards A main. So we'll see if that is an issue for Carmine Core in terms of this setup. Very loose hold towards Heaven as well. Scream looking to get very proactive on the back of that paint shell. A little bit of damage done towards Hoodie. Shield removed, down to 79 HP, but Cloud will re-clear with the Trailblazer.
Doesn't get particularly much deep info, though, really. Just kind of clearing through.
A deterrent, if anything.
That's pretty much it. This spy's still pretty deadly. I mean, they've got the Bulldogs there. A couple of Spectres coming out. It's not huge. But it's Nuki and Vitinho, my eyes drift towards Cloud, obviously, in that conversation, too. And then triple stack towards Melrum, Shin, Scream. And Navera up there as well, so they've given up B-main control. And Vitinho's one out on the first, but Scream finally doubles down with Navera and actually controls towards Heaven this time. Now, while this happened, they did put all their eggs towards that Heaven basket.
Problem being, though, Rhyme and Hoodie actually the last 2 members alive with Spectres, so a huge advantage for Carmine Core here in terms of the weaponry. Trailblazer will spot out the first, and I don't think Hoodie's noted, but the awareness is there from Zeish. Just falling short.
That's a rifle.
Hoodie, 1 HP. Yeah. You have to dip away and hold on to this one. A little bit of an upgrade to carry across into the next. And happy to concede 3 rifles kept online here for Carmine Court. And a round win nonetheless.
Yeah, all of that importance brought down towards Maelstrom, dealing with that split quite nicely. Nevera able to make the most of that, finding the follow-up. The buyback in could leave them wanting here. See what Shin can get through. 2 point. Yeah, he's able to. Okay, so dropped out in the end, so he gets the full purchase that he wants. On the other side, they've been able to at least keep that rifle in Hoodie's hands. The rest can buy around it.
That's the key thing as well. XMS off that judge as well, so rifles across the board.
Go get him.
A real ultimate progress other than Nevera. 1 off the neural theft on the side of Carmine Core, 3 off the showstopper for Fatinho, 2 for a rolling thunder on the sides of Giants.
Alright, it's a little repetitive here for Scream.
Yeah, tucked into a fairly committed position, but looks like we've got a fault line set up off the camera. Much deeper this time around. Trying to catch that combo off the utility.
Almost.
Force Fatinho to burn up both satchels, so maybe taking a little bit of burst away from a sight hit. Really got the TP of Hoodie to try and create some space in terms of movement abilities left here, and the audible has been called. So Giants have their sights set towards A.
It's only Zeish, though.
When's the flash coming back up here for... Oh, well, he's going to get a big indicator here.
He's still 13 seconds off his. He's got to
Yes.
really slip back here. He shoulders up too much. He's dead. Yeah, that...
He peeks on to deal with the Trailblazer that's going to get caught in the trap anyway.
Felt a little unnecessary to my mind, but at this point, the site's theirs. It was theirs for a long time.
30 seconds left.
Zeish could have backpedaled away and maybe waited for more. It's a little safe towards CT, but as it stands, Carmine Core going to have their work cut out, trying to work their way back in towards this heaven. The first point of contest. Cloud waiting with the flash to hand. That could catch both. Yeah, that follow-up. Oh, what?
Nevera turned
Nevera
both of them?
whipping away from that is obscene. Needs some pressure start mounted elsewhere on the map, though. Nookie going to get aggressive, find XMS. Scream on the trade out, though. Looking towards Pillar, they hold the line. Hoodie still going to make it difficult. Shin does slip through, and he does do damage, getting Rhyme down. Now a 2v2. Time begins to dwindle. You can hear the clock. Shin trying to pin down. One does get it. 5 bullets to play with. A Nookie on 22 HP. He wants half a Nookie. Plays the time to perfection.
Beautiful round. Carmine Core, like I said, talked about their strength in the retakes. It's not often actually you see anybody overstep the mark and conceding a first blood ahead of a sight hit coming through. I mean, Zeish isn't even really shouldering an angle. He's standing way out to the left of the box. Shin nearly getting it done, but Nookie threads the needle, finds the headshot. Seals the deal on Giants' 3rd round. Hero rifle out for Scream. A couple of Sheriffs to reinforce this, but looking for Carmine Core to maybe slow things down just a little bit. A big win out in terms of the early rounds with that set piece off the fault line in the nade.
They're begging for someone to be spotted walking mid. You can see the setup, right? It's like they're so desperate to try and put Scream's rifle to good use.
I think this is just another trap play set up for the nade, to be honest with you, off the cam. Giants have got other ideas.
He's already forced away as well. Giants going through the protocol list very diligently, taking no risk towards middle, not playing any sort of angles that might work out for Carmine Core. Not going to go in.
Spike planted.
Held away. This is now where it gets incredibly difficult. Can they make this even trickier? Cloud going to do well. That doesn't find anyone, surprisingly, but Rhyme does. Now they're starting to lose out in numbers. Nevera can pick up the rifle, but sticks towards the Sheriff. Gets away with his life. Doing damage towards Cloud, but the other 4 players, yes, wounded, but still standing.
Rhyme down at 15, Fatinho at 54. Certainly doable here for Carmine Core to at least find some damage.
See the bait attempt with the classic on the flash, but still, Rhyme, even with 15, handles it so diligently. Nevera needs to back away, keep that rifle in hand. Giants are looking comfortable here, Mike.
Again, a gap left open here with that set piece towards mid. A very deep trip. Look at the utility. I don't know if that trap towards stairs is actually adjusted here. Didn't spot it at the start of the round, at least. But yeah, the intention very different here from Carmine Core, and not necessarily working out for them just yet.
Now, I'm wondering if we're going to get a timeout from them potentially now, or we'll wait and see what they go for. Again, haven't had that full buy back in hand. See what they go in with. Might still feel as though they've got a good approach here. No ult really hitting just yet. I mean, yeah, Nookies isn't a million miles away, but not particularly one that's going to game change much. Cloud 2 off. Scream 2 away. Sage 2 away, and Shin very close by. So a couple of opportunities for Karmine Core, even in this round, to get that online. And going back to this mid-presence now for Giants.
And looking as if actually there's a retake set up towards A here. Maybe even some kill trips for Nivera and Shin to capitalize off. The stun actually reached all the way in here, but nothing behind it.
Oh, this is a patient round, isn't it?
Yeah, very much. I was just waiting to see if actually Karmine Core are happy to concede this space and they've got a plan to recover it, but it looks like they're willing to just absorb this hit towards heaven.
This is quite risky. Scream's going to re-challenge. Post
late on the nade though.
Shell, yeah.
The fault line came through.
They're on the way. 2 players are here. Nivera is not alone here. Got Shin by his side, but they're in danger. And it's just a reckless swing almost. Forcing the hand, yes, but Giants have completely free access. The cross, not safe just yet. The paranoia connected towards 1, so they get to slip through.
Exactly
yeah, the ult's going to reveal information. So everything's noted now. There's a congregation towards CT.
Rhyme set up here with the fault line. Could do massive damage, but it looks like Karmine Core considering holding on to these rifles here unless they get a big win out. The site completely locked off here. Just out of arm's reach. And it's beautiful awareness from Giants. You can see they're baiting out, waiting to see where this trap play off the fault line and the paint shell is set up. And immediately on the back of that, they make a decision. They collapse towards A heaven. At that point, they haven't burnt up any utilities. So they have flashes, they have a paint shell to force Nivera out into an uncomfortable situation. Yeah. Really well executed by Giants. A beautifully called round here.
Yeah, their mid-routing so far has been pretty much on the money. Anytime that we've seen kind of Karmine Core trying to set up anything, it's been felt out by Giants pretty quickly, and now here's that timeout. Maybe map pool yet, especially after the rebuild, especially after this new look they've come out with.
We never do that from the season as well. It was playing into some things that, quite frankly, looked awful time and time again with very little changes, very... I guess a lack of innovation in terms of re-looking at their map pool. Sounds a little bit pacier coming out of the timeout.
Feeling no presence early on, though. Again, deeper hold. Nivera playing over towards kind of the side of pillar. It's Scream playing back here. They've dealt with a little bit of the util, not a great deal.
Fault line and nade drawn out once again. No value off the back of it. Giants, they look to collapse on the back of that now.
And Scream forced away. Into the side we go. This time, Nivera is there, though. Holds them back, and he's got support from Shin, who gets outdone. Rhyme's looking a little nasty today. So Nivera on red alert. He needs some assistance here. He's going to get it. Flash comes in, forces away. Rhyme connects again. Rhyme all day long. 3 huge kills. He's got his ult ready if he fancies it. 2v2, not easy by any means. And Hoodie's so aware that XMS would have wanted to try and slip a little closer and maybe overkill. Maybe just a kill nonetheless. Zysh is screwed up here. Actually gets away with this one. Did he spot the barrel?
I don't think he did.
Spike planted.
Looked like it could have been visible there, but Zysh, I don't know how much room he's got to work with on this.
Good to have heard that drop, though, hopefully. Does have a flash to play with. The Giants members split up here. Rhyme won't have an open angle onto this.
Second flash back up in just a second. If he gets his kill quickly enough, spots out Rhyme. He's got another. He's got the Seekers. He's got the full kit and caboodle, basically.
Found one.
Doesn't choose to close the gap as quickly as I expected. Rhyme noted on the jump peak, chased down by the flash, doesn't catch on the corner. Rhyme back around pillar. This has been an exceptional round from Rhyme. But can he keep doing this? Can he keep standing? No, he can't.
Big clutch from Zysh as well to come back into this, winning out a 1v2. Punishing Scream looked very puzzled by what had gone on there at the point at which Karmine Core opted to commit to that engagement. I'm not even sure actually what the confusion was, and Nivera's done fantastic to find 2 there. Flash as well, perfect bait with the TP from Hoodie.
One enemy remaining.
Almost thought there, Zacian overcooked it a little bit with the swing. Very wide on that, because opportunity to isolate the individual in hell. PM
He's going through it.
Thanking his lucky stars.
Yeah,
It's a second for Carmine Court. Still lots of work left to do in this half, though.
Scream alone towards middle this time. Doesn't have his supporting act here.
Doesn't have satchels, doesn't have a boombot either, but Showstopper available.
And Scream with a rifle is always just as deadly. They've crept very close towards middle, though. There's 3 players on the other side of that smoke. Haven't quite gone through yet. He's got a little help. Now he's called in Chin. Who's going to deal with the dog? Unnecessary for now as they slip through towards the vent and maybe looking again to insinuate that A crunch potentially, but...
That's what Scream was initially reading there. Reposition over towards Hell. Does have the fault line. This could be huge for Scream. The setup is there. There's no confirmation of presence just yet. Maybe off the back of this trip being dealt with.
Fortunately. Yeah, they felt it out again, Giants. Are just working this out so well, feeling out these little bit of traps, but still.
And there's the explosion on the back of that.
It's perfect. Navera can't slow this down enough. He has to fall away. Giants now start to flood the site. They already have the TP there. They know it's safe. Already had Hoodie clear this through, so the plant comes in perfectly. And once again, Giants are running rings around Carmine Core now. We complimented those retakes before, but do they have it?
Rolling Thunder here.
Ready this time?
It's not going to catch much, because the emphasis is towards ramp and heaven for Giants.
This is so precarious. No, I've said Shin actually might catch nothing with this. At most, maybe Fatinho. I think he sidestepped it. Does go into the crosshair of Scream, but it's going to be Cloud and Rhyme in quick succession to take down 2. Carmine Core are answering back, but can they break that back line? Nookie and Hoodie, Paranoia ready, sends it on the tap, and now it's just XMS. Looking confounded, looking absolutely baffled as to what to do. He can't stick this any longer. Giants are absolutely, categorically outplaying Carmine Core here.
Absolutely, they have their finger on the pulse in terms of reading Carmine Core's approach here. And it's, again, not necessarily out of the wheelhouse, but a different approach in terms of the ethos to how to defend split. Not finding anything from these setups whatsoever. I was asking if there was going to be a switch up coming out of the timeout. We haven't necessarily seen an example of that just yet. Shiko coming through here for Carmine Core. And Giants looking to slow things down a little bit now.
Yeah, you don't go walk into a stack or any silliness coming out. So why not take a couple seconds extra? Chip damage, yes, but not exactly something that you're going to be depending upon later just yet. Slow and steady work coming through. It's going to be Fatinho taking the space up towards heaven. Yeah, they've explored on the rest of that, but again, Sheriffs, bits and bobs. It's not enough of a buy to really depend upon here. Cleared through by Pillar from the paint shell. First committed fight potentially to be had will be on Nookie here. Flanks on the way, but there's still a setup in place. It's not like they have freedom of access to this, Mike.
That was a trip here to deal with, and Nookie still not feeling an awful lot of pressure. Does still have the spy cam, but as soon as this is dealt with, he's probably going to turn his eyes towards the spawn. Rhyme just slipping away, but we'll hear the TP for sure.
Oh.
For sure.
For sure. Just find Nookie and then it's game on. Now the others become unlocked, become activated in this. Rhyme now needs to be careful. Doesn't need the flash. Perfect work. Slips away. This guy is having a really nice series so far. Again, though, any more to be had here. Scream's in a lot of trouble. Can't correct in time. Now just Navera and Giants. 4 standing. This is clean.
Yeah.
And again, this isn't one you scream and shout about. This is all kind of done with the reading of the play. Carmine Core do not have anything here.
It's very vanilla, and I think a byproduct of that is seeing how much utility is available in the post-plant for Giants. Yes, here it's a Shiko from Carmine Core, but even in the previous... That was snappy.
That was really nice.
But yeah, there's been a number of examples where, like I said, they're dry hitting mid. They're not having to invest any utility. Maybe the Trailblazer coming out of Cloud, but that's about it. They still have Paranoias, they still have paint shells, they still have the fault line, both flashes, everything set up for when they actually react off this utility from Carmine Core. And even then, I guess the further issue of that maybe in some examples of that being exacerbated is where they don't even have to use it to hit a site. They get in clean, they find a plant. They have so many tools to slow Carmine Core down.
Seeing nothing in middle here. might have caught a glimpse of Ryan potentially. I'm not sure. Don't seem like they're all too heads up about it. So once again, the challenge towards that mail run. Scream gets a fair fight, wins it. Shuts down Cloud, but the follow-up could be there soon. Gets put in the corner. Zeish wants to try and support him. The paranoia is there. Fatinho clears Scream. Looks toward further forward. Lovely flash, but a better support system. Tell a lie. He actually fell. I thought Rhyme had that all day long. Zeish, yep, there we go. Finally caught here. But trying to brawl out on this. The pinch coming in through main now. XMS rocking a hard place. Looks to the right, he's got Hoodie. Looks to the left, he's got two more. Nowhere to rescind back to. Even Fatinho with a chance to plant.
And even though I was just mentioning it there, this is the first time we've actually seen commitment of utility. And look how precise it is. A beautiful paranoia to set things in motion up towards heaven. Carmine Core unable to recover Scream from that position, and Zeish just taking too much damage. Nevera and Shin now left to try and recover this. Nevera good for the first, but Nuki unchecked.
And with Fatinho popping this, it buys you at bare minimum a couple more seconds, right? He's still got the paint shell as well if he wants to add that in. There's nothing more to be done for Shin. It's time to run away. This has been, honestly, this is a coach's dream. If you are Pipson right now, you are grinning, right? Like, well, Pipson would never grin, obviously.
Yeah,
but
he's definitely not smiling.
No, there's no smiles here. But for Giants, this is a very clear-cut affair. They've been able to tame Carmine Core. They've been able to deny all of their wants, all of the kind of trying to get under the skin, trying to play those little trap setups. None of it's found validity. The explosive, aggressive plays are being handled early on. It feels like Carmine Core do not have options, and it feels so smothering to play against.
I didn't even spot that actually on the Trailblazer. I don't think there's confirmation of anybody in Sushi.
I don't think it's spotted close enough.
Yeah, I'd love to take another look at it. Even I've never asked for a slow-mo Trailblazer, but
you'd be lucky.
I'd really like to see one.
Well, it's too late. It's too late. Stop it.
But yeah, that's a key indicator as well that's missed. Luckily, I don't think there's any over-rotation on the back of that, but we were noting maybe being ready for that crunch. Oh, there's a bit of a switch up here. What is it? It's a Triddle.
Yes, it is.
A Triddle walk. No trips here, actually. Nuki's making his way across.
Do you think Nuki just gets the maddest timing on this?
Yeah, Nuki backstabs this. Oh, when do they hear him? Do they hear him?
Do they?
Nobody's looking this way.
Apparently not.
Nobody's pinging, nobody's looking.
Of course he's done this. Oh. Okay, well that was a nice shot.
Clothesline by Nevera, but the damage is already done.
Yeah, they're left just down to two. So Nevera, yes, has a rifle now. Shin does have one, but Scream can't get it. So how do they find that entry to the side? Trying to maybe force their way in here? Not going to happen.
Still hits that headshot, by the way. Disrupted by the satchel.
Is this time to walk away? Yeah, save again.
Even there, just saw on the minimap, Paranoia still available, Paint Shell available here for Fatinho. This is the sort of example I was just talking about. This will be the 9th here for Giants. Some consolations for Shin.
Yeah.
Get him any closer to the ultimate. Still 4 left to find here.
In the half.
But a clinical affair. I mean, don't write them off just yet. 9-3 on the first map as well. Carmine Core able to build back into the second, but
it's how
this is very different.
It just feels like a team who's very comfortable on this map and one that doesn't quite have that depth.
I say he was actually thrown off by the satchel there. It was a great attempt from Scream to throw that crosshair placement off. Still lands the one tap.
Shadows.
Double up. Double up. Huh. Fatinho and Cloud.
It's just a curveball round for Giants, waiting for
an operator on the attacking side on this map already makes me question mark it. Seeing two, I was like, I think they're doing all right for money. Got quite a few credits built up.
They're just waiting for a peek, and they're going to get it. Scream will fall.
It almost makes my skin crawl, because you've had these games, everyone's felt how oppressive these games can be. And again, still policing the weapon, not leaving anything to chance. There's no freebies to be had. And again, they
same attempt at the Triddle, but this time there's only 2 left standing. And the trip here this time around, Nuki's in the same spot again to greet it. This time around.
There we go. It's a 4v4. This is the best round we've had yet, right? They've got a bit of a crunch going on. They've got the Seekers coming out, but Cloud wants some space back.
Cloud didn't see him. The rifle stuck out into the smoke.
No one saw each other. Cloud turns around, but the massacre's happened. Navera from up above. Oh, and Cloud answers back, finding 2 of his own, the 3rd on the round, leaving it all in XMS's hands.
He's got to try another stick. The best bet here in this situation. Going to tap on. Coutinho still with a paint shell. We'll deny that.
Oh, this is feeling so uphill. He's desperate to make it work. Forced off it again. XMS. There was no way out of that. It's 10. It's clean. Giants absolutely outplaying Carmine Core on this half.
Suffocating them, giving them absolutely no room for maneuver on this defensive half of Split. There's very few positives really for Carmine Core. This is such a well-executed half of Valorant from Giants.
Truly.
Again, that's not even really to throw shade at
For the big dogs out there.
one that we still wanted more from, that we felt as if they didn't hit their ceiling as well. So, like I said earlier, a testament to the talent on this Giants roster. It's looking very clean right now on Split. Early flash out of mid. I think actually even dealing with the camera. Carmine Core looking to re-clear this space now.
Rhyme's been on a
He's
heater.
got to be careful though, because they're creeping closer and closer.
How's he alive? How? Okay, he does go down there. I thought he'd out. Speaking of, Scream is still standing. It's going to be messy here. Bit of a brawl. And it's Hoodie to collect towards Shin. Navera on the trade out, so they win towards B main, but they didn't get that clean entry through towards Heaven.
No, Navera and Scream down at 13 and 17 HP. XMS as well. We'll find Nookie tucked into vents there.
It's back down to a 3v3.
Yeah.
And it felt
a
like
massive
it showed
HP advantage for Giants as well. So if they stack up here, I mean, even if they commit towards just a death ball retake, you got to argue they should win out in raw gunfights alone. 3 ghosts in the hands of actually both teams.
Okay, so I want to say they get the plant, but the Giants are pretty close by here. Scream.
A little disconnected.
Yeah, going to be left towards ramp. 2 on towards the site, and they creep closer. Zeish falls. This is where it all looks like it's going terribly wrong. Navera given a second lease of life, though, 13 HP. Can it be lucky for him? Cloud, yes, lower. Oh, he needs to be so sharp with it. What an attempt. Not quite good enough to get past Nookie, though. And it's going to be 11 very quickly here.
So that's the sort of situation where those HP bars really do come into play. And even here, you can't really argue with Scream, obviously looking to disconnect from that. Maybe backstab somebody on the rotation coming back through Heaven, but it just doesn't happen. Way too much damage done in the early round.
Enemy remaining. Last player standing.
Again, the plant not being safe for Heaven as well. Scream has to make a move. He can't play that late.
Nope. Well, it looks like it's do or die time, doesn't it?
Yes. Carmine Core throw some investment into this one. A Bulldog actually on the cards here for Navera.
He did have a big round. I mean, he made something out of nothing. Coutinho holding here towards Heaven.
There.
He's the one who's going to feel the brunt of this, but he's got support there. There's 2 other players. Hoodie down below. 1 tucked towards CT2. Simplistic enough approach, but Scream the one to try and take that space away, following the paranoia.
Lots of space cleared.
Hoodie now needs to be careful. Yeah, ooh, he's not sure what to do here, but he gets the perfect timing. Rhyme the one to find XMS in unison. Scream trying to do the damage from up on top, but it's Coutinho to find! And the follow-up as well. Oh, and it's going from bad to worse for Carmine Core as Giants strangle them over towards ramp.
Zay stuck between a rock and a hard place as well.
Hand firmly on the throat here. Zeish, desperate for someone to have a little look. Desperate for someone to get curious. Oh, this is rough. Hoodie, yeah, angles there. Giants, that's 12 very quickly.
Feels like the nail in the coffin for Carmine Core, unfortunately.
Step up
left there. Yeah, not much left to say. Like I said, we talked about the deficit being huge to overcome in the first map. I mean, you can almost double that here. Unfortunately.
Been up to that reputation, being one of the stronger teams here, the one that we've always wanted more from. Been waiting to see them at full potential, and I don't think we've even seen... Oh. On there. An anonymous fan, it seems. Huh. 12-2, though. It feels like a formality, but let's find out. Is there any life left in Carmine Corp? Feels like that heartbreak from map 1 weighing heavy here.
Come into this as well, 2 Spectres, the Bulldog, and 2 Sheriffs to round things out. That investment in the previous XMS will be noted.
Oh, XMS.
Of course, that had a ton of utility, and Ryan finds the kill.
There's no escaping it, is there? Ryan wants to double down, go behind it, but actually Scream able to play his life out here. Not going to give up just yet for Tino. Trying to puff up the chest, hold him back by a ramp. But look at the space Nevera's found. Do they try and peel away from this? Do they have the time to do so? I think you've got to try and make it count now. How deep can Nevera go?
I was going to say, you can already see, though, look at Vitinho. He's exploring towards spawn. They've read this perfectly, that there has been a lurking effect. And 2 walking middle here. They've got to be careful, though, of the Suez angle. Hoodie aware of it, though.
You wouldn't dare flash, would you, if it's actually want to try and keep this unknown? So it's going to be just the gunfight to hand, and he's going to lose it. Hoodie wins, and now the problems start to get even worse, compounding until then. Nevera, fantastic work from him, still finding value, controlling the space. Scream pushed off the angle and opening up a chance. They could dive down, and they are right into the heat of it. Hoodie straight up on the challenge. Scream and Shin, the last 2 standing, and Hoodie's taking down one of them. All on Shin now, a 1v3, and he's trying his damnedest here. Nookie now, the 1v1 for him. Does he close or do he do this again? Shin's gonna hold on.
Denying the curse, Lauren. At the last moment. Again, can they springboard off that, though? It's a huge gap to fill. Giants will come back in, obviously forcing the purchase in the previous. They'll be able to string together 4 rifles. And even here, the read is perfect from Giants. Vitinho anticipating a lurk is in effect and sending 2 down middle proactively. That awareness, we noted it in that round on Pearl as well.
Blinded.
And it being demonstrated once again.
That flash connecting.
Yeah.
Noting these players posted up towards ramp. Vitinho getting very close by here. Are they going to go for a bit of a brawl on this? It looks like they might do. At least try and find some information on it. Camera handled, and they rescind away. Fall a little deeper. See the temptation from Vitinho, though. He wants to stick around a little longer. The Boombot is going to confirm that someone is trying to get close towards the site. It's going to be Scream. Tries to get ahead. Trying to cross towards the site here. Couple of challenges
utility
on the way, but they've made it through. Yeah.
Really good utility usage. An open plant as well. That's how much pressure has been applied as part of this execute. A full 5v5. We were asking for it in the first half, but in the post plant here, Giants, what can they get done in the retake?
Paranoia Sen, they're going to prioritize trying to clear through towards ramp. That's the first challenge. Zayt's going to do well to work off that. Gets the reveal towards Cloud, but he will trade his life for it. Very telling, though. This then plays in Scream. How much challenge does he get? Does he get a test chest? Turns a flash, comes back. Only going to find one. Blow for blow so far. Drawing blood on both sides. XMS clean enough, but now down to just one, and Ryan's going to fall. Another round. Another chance.
Could argue there needs to be a couple more of those for the wind to be in their sails, but at least we'll force Giants down to, or at least apply a little bit of pressure in terms of the finances early on.
Cannon A.
And how far down the rabbit hole can Carmine Core go? 8 rounds separate them now.
When you are trolling.
Pipson,
Being
I guess under the impression that Giants are trolling with a 12-4 lead.
Welcome. When we're like, Pipson's going to have a chat, you can see what we mean now. He's a...
Scream.
Oh, he's
That's
hungry
beautiful.
for it. He wants a bit more. What a shot. And a chance for Hoodie. The Paranoia did connect very well, but he's being forced away here. That pain shell actually might catch just a little on the way out. No, it doesn't. Chance for Rhyme. Good shot connecting. Flash going down. But again, to find...
They just send it here with the Rolling Thunder. 2
Just
HP
go
on
in.
Hoodie, though, yeah. And only Sheriffs in hand. Not able to retrieve those weapons.
One enemy remaining.
Confidence builders there for XMS.
Yeah.
A quiet half from him, or actually a quiet map here for him, but it's starting to build in a little.
Another great example on this execute of some brilliant utility usage on the side of Carmine Core. Screen blowing that round
again.
wide open.
Cannon
I've lied. We didn't see it again. Sorry.
And now with the
Lies
loss
back.
bonus in effect, and Giants now basically on the brink of a full house in terms of the ultimates.
Get past this and we'll open up the discussion. Get past this.
But I'm looking
one
towards
round.
8 or 9 rounds for Carmine Core, though, before you
Yeah.
really entertain a possibility, because Giants are on the brink of a snowball round where they have everything at their disposal.
Giants going to prioritize a little bit of a look towards middle, right? 3 players going to be keeping note of that, leaving a lot in the hands of Hoodie. An explosive piece from Screen going to try and get towards back pillar, clears it out, going to signify the way is clear. Time to cross on through, get that spike down, and get the time on your side.
Again, the showstopper could be their demise ultimately, though, because it's a similar situation to the first half. Nothing burnt up in terms of the Giants' inventory. They have everything to throw at this retake.
Okay, Seeker's going to note there's no kind of backstab coming in, so that does unlock Navera to go for a bit of a walk. Giants starting to get a little bit close to this. 3 held up in heaven.
The flash didn't catch it mid either.
There's that ult, though. Posting on through. Scream still unaffected, doing just fine, but now he's in the middle of no man's land, but he's standing tall. Knows Fatino's around, but he can't control it. And now the site under scrutiny, under pressure. XMS down low, 7 HP, but not cleared, and given a chance. Hoodie on the trade out, but time beginning to tick. Can they control this in time? The defuse is going. It's halfway there now. I don't think they can stop this. Shed's fallen, and Giants get across the final hurdle. 5 down for Carmine Core, and that's all she wrote.
The moment there where you start believing again.